Okay. Thank you. Search for vehicles.
particular that you think
不重要，我只是需要不重要，我只是
So making sure you are the first member through. So
what is going on?
Trying to do the same right. Zed is driving straight through Apis, but why isn't Apis shooting? I think
what is going on from the side of Aton, dude? Like, they're just driving all out in the open. They just don't care about Eastern Stars. It's like they're just not scared of them. Aether's trying to connect a couple of shots. Yeah, it's like, it just seems like they're not mentally present. Aether's trying to, like, at least take a couple of shots down, try to get the knock on the player of Aton. They have successfully one man down, but still Aton, it just seems like they're not scared of anything at this point in time. Eastern Stars, on the other hand, though, trying to play things a little safe. Milos goes down in the close. That's a huge knock. Eastern Stars now, they have a huge advantage inside this fight, but still, it could have went south on either side. On the other hand, Bazzi all the way across the field, trying to take a couple shots, making sure he's pinning down the player Aton, just putting the maximum pressure on these lads. Dr. Octavian now moving it forward, confirming the kill on Milos, and Aton just left with 2 men alive. And as we talk about the overall rankings of Aton as well, they're all the way in the bottom, bro, and they need to step it up.
I'm just really confused with Adon's positioning because I think they're trying to bait in the shots of Kapahala or Bazzi to try knock them down, but you look at the position of East of the Stars, they're a 2-2 split, so even if one falls, the other can just find a revive. So that's on a big mistake there, trying to bait, but just getting overlooked by all of the Eastern Stars members, and now they're in trouble. But unfortunately, so are, as you said, Eastern Stars, right? Na'Vi also wants a piece of this zone. Is Na'Vi so desperate for it? Only 1 point, but you look towards this position. They're on the south side, but in the zone, the blue zone, should I say, the play zone has gone back over to Monte Nuevo. But look at how close these players are together. I think that Na'Vi, yes, it could go for these kills. Yes, it could try get points. But I want to see Na'Vi rotate into that zone, in towards the south side, as they're doing. Because getting that position over Laterela Hill is going to be so crucial at taking out Team Queso. Because otherwise, whoever wins out of that fight is going to come in and pincer Na'Vi between Queso and Reset.
Oh, that might be a good net. Yup. Deal a decent amount of damage. Not enough, though. Still, Coops leading the pack, leading the charge. Xenox does know there is one man in the front. Xset J7 all the way separated out from the rest of the pack. Can't even call it a pack at this point. It's just 2 players left. It's Jay all the way far away from him. But still, I don't really understand this huge separation coming out from the side of Xset. At this point in time in the game, J7 and Jay should be together next to each other, trying to help each other out. Maybe they can also set a crossfire in these kind of situations. But over here, on the other hand, Knights, you realize there is still a little bit of threat. Here comes the cavalry from their side, and here comes the push. J7 being spotted from the back, cannot really do much. Gets taken out easily, and Knights, threat out the way now. Knights are going to be feeling a little bit more comfortable in this spot.
Is it just a way to put question marks all over the map right now? I feel like we're watching...
I don't know what's... Yeah, I feel like I'm watching a normal PubG game.
Do you know what it feels like? It feels like we're watching a zone that is gone up high towards the north, and the playing path was to the south. But the problem is, that zone didn't go high up north. It stayed towards the south side, just like the playing path was. So these teams, these players, are very split in the way that they're playing. I think they're trying to play for information a lot more in this game, but equally, they're finding themselves caught out of position. As we said, that southern playing path means that a lot of these players are already naturally going to be close together. So as a result, I think these players caught out repeatedly by surprise. Rise also going to rotate straight into the face of Na'Vi.
Oh, look at that. Here comes the approach from the side of Rise. Tixie in the close. Oh, almost gets taken care of, but no, it's Tixie replying back. And Rise talking about this team. They rotated all the way from the right side, all the way down south, and now that's quite a huge rotation from the side of Rise. I do like how they're using their brains in these matches. And Rise now, Noon is taken down quite low. He needs to back off. The res on the Mythic seems next to impossible. On the other hand, Na'Vi, they shouldn't really struggle a lot in getting their fallen man Tixie back up. But look at this play from the side of Na'Vi. They're creating a flank angle, if I'm not wrong. One man just left with a buggy just to create a backside angle, and yes, that's exactly what happened. Matic was the man who left with a buggy. He did get a couple of shots, but also at the same time, he's getting some shots onto himself. So shots are being traded back and forth. And Rise now able to shook away Matic again back to safety. And Rise, they do realize in this fight, it's their loss, so maybe they should try and go for another route.
Yeah, I like that coming through from Na'Vi to Patience, because Mufasa, he had such a great angle, but he's inside the blue zone. So as long as Na'Vi play for time, they don't have to take that fight. They can actually choke the rest of Rise out and force him in anyways. Is Aton also approaching him behind? Could be that upset member, but I think Asta is just going to lose his life elsewhere to the blue zone or a rogue bullet here and there. As he barely heals in, I think, yes, should be able to find it, but I don't think he's long for his world as we do head back onto Rise's position. And Gary has moved further up towards this side. Moon is also going to cover. But as they approach the firefight inside, of course, his zone will continue to ensue. Knights barely taking a few shots in between. And we've got fights, of course, on that eastern side. We've got fights towards the south, but his zone is shifted northwest. And I think his teams... Mufasa going to get knocked down by Asta. That was a surprise and assassination coming through from him. They need to be able to move into the zone. They're playing it too slow again. Yes, they were trying to play too fast, moving in earlier on, but now another hard shift back towards the north means that these players all towards the south side, they're going to fall behind.
There's not a lot of players in South, though. You only see Rise, Aton, and Na'Vi, and Aton pretty much, it seems like, making it out alive from that position or situation is going to be quite tough. Yeah, I do see that they have vehicles which they can try and utilize to get inside the zone pretty quickly, but I'm going to hold on to my words for now because Footballists, it seems like they're able to make sure that Knights isn't really overstepping themselves. One man being taken out from the side of Knights, that's going to be pushing them a little bit back, but Sheiktas in the front of Knights. Coops now, he has to deal with a lot of threat in the front. There's like 3 players of Footballist. Coops definitely has pressure surmounting on top of him, but on the other hand,
Coming in from the south behind you has been Infinity, and 628 paid the price. The other two players that are left for 628 are now pushing in as Enigma Galaxy gets a bit of a run over kill. Happy days on that one. Freak looking for another couple of shots as Action does what he can to support his teammate. Has to turn around though, because here's the thing, the compound Stalwart hold onto is good, but it has multiple angles of fire towards this direction.
Yeah, and it's Enigma Galaxy. Okay, Rico Infinity. I didn't even realize there were bleeding players out. Well, it looks like they're down to just a one man. It's a bit of a rough start here for them. Oh, never mind, they've been eliminated. Just a rough start for the MENA team. Cryptix as well, still two players alive and kicking. 628 down to just a two-man squad. And for Starboard Esports, you did point out how they need to be wary of other players, you know, third partying in. But looking at the map, I guess it's only Enigma Galaxy. And if look, I know that Enigma Galaxy have been a little bit more aggressive of late, but I feel like old habits just might kick in. I think they're just gonna keep quiet, play the edge of the zone, and be like, yeah, you guys fight it out. We'll just bide our time.
Well, and that's okay, because there's aggression and there's calculated aggression. The best teams always have calculated aggression. Don't know when to turn that on, right? Was it in the words of Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. So it is important to use that at the right moments. What I love about Reject though is that they moved away from Mansion. They recognized that if the circle shifts away, it's incredibly difficult. They did hand it over to Deadeye's guys though in the process, but I really prefer where Reject have put themselves. They are at risk of the hill to the east of them, but they're also to an extent protected from it for the time being, and they can focus more heavily on the west. They have a lovely spread in that compound. MS Chambori, though, we saw them take out Rico and Fiend. Their next target is most likely going to be 4 rivals on that north side, but the Xavier could third party. However, they've got to think about BTR.
Look at how flat the terrain is. Oh, that zone. This,
oh boy.
The Xavier and BTR. Whoever comes out on top of this, they're gonna be a pretty comfortable place. But yeah, the old boys coming out from you. This is open, plain, naked terrain, Imperium. Sure, maybe a couple of trees, maybe some kind of sloping, I wouldn't even call it hills, but mountains. But apart from that, this is gonna be just a battle royale of snakes, eventually.
It really is, and who has the most amount of vehicles available? Who keeps those vehicles running available to use? That's going to be a big part of the final circle. Biding your time, Nova are in, to an extent, the center of it right now. They have Infinity to the south, followed by 628, BTR to the west. Enigma Galaxy now rotating in on the eastern side, getting ahead of the likes of Reject, followed by 4 rivals on that northern side. They have no idea where they're really going, it feels, but they're pushing into the center. In my eyes, that's not the call. That's not the way to do it on phase 5.
Oh my lord, bullets, they're flying thick and fast. You said it, it's a scary
no way!
But Appy, you absolute animal! He just completely obliterates Nova. That was a 1v3, and it just completely wrecks them. How does he do it? How does he do it?
That shouldn't have worked. By all logic, that should not have worked. But 4 rivals pull it off. They're insane. They're madmen. All I can do is just appreciate the fact that they committed to. They ended up going out in the end, but they took Nova with them.
I'm just absolute champions. Yeah, they get eliminated, but hey, that's 3 or 4 elimination points for them, right? While going out in style. That caught me off guard. I'm sorry, that really caught me off guard. I wasn't seeing that. I'm like, yeah, 4 rivals are out of here, but they're like, we're gonna take you with us. And Nova, they go down kicking and screaming. In the meantime, Xavier, these nades are harassing 2 teams simultaneously. BTR, of course, being the team right next to them. And what are Xavier gonna do? They're gonna be pushing in. They're gonna be riding straight into them. Absolute insanity. And they're gonna get knocked down because of that Lamborghini. Having spotted Zoxy, deals a bit of damage. Doesn't exactly know where he is, and he gets shot from afar. Infinity, the saviors of BTR, as Stalwart Esports now having to go up close and against Genesis Dogma. Scry, he knows there's someone nearby in the smoke. He knows someone's lying prone. Eventually he'll fall. And Stalwart Esports now having to battle against Reject, because look at Sarah just charging into the direction.
This is so good from Reject. They've left until kind of like the final second to push out that compound. Genesis Dogma got ahead of them. They took out Genesis Dogma. They're now coming in from behind. They're going to be able to take the shots on the